Alright, so you're gonna be right now back with the stream on a 2-minute delay, so that everybody is gonna be well aware of that and that the game is gonna be fair, and of course it's by the rules of the tournament as well, so that we abide. And it's gonna be round 1 matchup between VKT Yuli and F2 IMBIS, so it should be quite a solid matchup all around. You're gonna be starting on Oasis. The preset maps for this match are Oasis, Marsh, Borderlands, Painted Desert and Savannah. So these are the 5 maps that you can be potentially seen today. And we're starting with the first one. It's gonna be Oasis on the blind pick. So let's see what kind of gods we're gonna be looking at from the players. Odin and Oranos. Okay. Odin. Damn. Going for Odin on Oasis, that's definitely brave from this. I'm gonna be curious what he's gonna be trying to do. I mean, like, from the north, Odin is making good sense because of the Great Hunt, exactly. He's gonna be getting, oh, very good spawn. This is an excellent spawn for him because he's getting, of course, plenty of zebras, the high one. So he got a bit lucky that they got this one. Potentially, this is something that Yuri could be vetoing because of basically the lower amount of hunt on Oasis, the better he's gonna be having prospects with his Oranos. So if he wanted to be a bit annoying, he can definitely do that. And hello, Persha Hassan. Welcome to the stream, same as everybody else. He's gonna be potentially joining up a bit later for the tournament match. And well, otherwise we don't see anything all that much going on here. Just obviously it's gonna be the head of Orpheus for building LOS. Quite a nice one, especially for the north. It could be helpful because they obviously spread the houses all across the shorelines and plains, and right now even the deserts, with wherever the scaling is going to be starting at and with and whatever like that. All those prepositions. The town centers so far seem to be kind of funny. This one next to a tree line here is gonna be probably not all that helpful, even though it's a bit close by to like the passage between the two oases. It's still not entirely in the middle. If it was like literally in the middle, it would have been a bit better. But it's not that much different for the opponent, so it's gonna be pretty much fair between the players. On the left side, there's gonna be Odin's Wand for quite a lot cheaper temple upgrades. 20% discount is definitely not something small at all. Yeah, it's something that you really need to be looking at when you want to be having as efficient game as possible. And then otherwise the TCs on the sides of the map, not entirely too great for either player. It seems to be fairly similar for both of these. So nonetheless, there's gonna be good hunt available for this. So this is a really excellent map for him as an Odin, and definitely something that he wished for, and gonna be probably the most challenging for Yuli to deal with. So he didn't opt to be going for the veto. He's probably gonna be wanting a veto for improving his potentially bad map, rather than screwing the map for the opponent. He doesn't want to be doing that too much, apparently. Though it's obviously quite a legitimate way to use the veto as well. I mean, like, if he realizes that he's starting with 4 zebras, it might be worthwhile to try and start with like 2 zebras and out of range of the initial line of sight. So definitely could be something viable. As there we go with the giraffes available for the opponent as well, quite nearby. So all the way to the middle. Very good goal for Oasis yet again. I mean, like, he doesn't have protection in front, but it's extremely close to his base. You can see within one screen. So that's another pretty good reason why this is an excellent map for Oasis, if he's gonna be able to somehow control the middle of the map. As for the opponent, his gold is pretty much similarly positioned, though a bit more open-y. But at the same time there's also the settlement nearby, so it's not like it's all that much of a problem either way. So far fairly fair map. Plenty of golds on the left, basically on the other side than the TCs, which is kind of nice. Okay, it's gonna be forcing the players into different styles of play. There's gonna be not kind of curious gold here on the right. Do we have something that's similar for blue? I don't think so. So far exactly we don't see it. Like, maybe this gold mine is the closest to that kind of position. So it's not entirely all that ideal. So 2 here, 2 there, 1 here, 1 there, 1 gold here. There has to be another gold for blue somewhere. Maybe like here. Yeah, I'm thinking there's 1 more gold mine that is supposed to be on the map, as far as I see it. And it makes sense to me if it was somewhere here. We'll see a bit later if it's gonna be properly scouted, as this is employing also the animals, of course, to send him all the information that they can be gathering all across the map. And well, of course, otherwise, as the ravens are just swooping in from the skies because of building of the temple, well, the classical age with the Freya gonna be in it about 5 minutes, whereas for the opponent it's gonna be, of course, the standard 4:30. Nothing can be stopping the Atlanteans from getting the great advance times. You can see, especially since this is the higher hunt map, and therefore he's gonna be having also a good portion of the giraffes nearby. as well. Nonetheless, there's gonna be still a bit of scouting going on in the corner for Yuli, as he maybe just wants to be making sure that he sees everything and there isn't some kind of nasty gold mine hiding from him that could be potentially costing him the game if he didn't know about it and wasn't exactly guarding it or trying to prevent his opponent from getting anywhere nearby. So there we go, not many upgrades right now coming up. That's gonna be only the Freya with already Promethean already in, of course, as we have seen. Not any kind of hand axe or pickaxe so far for the red player, and he's so far medium gold mine, quite nicely protected. He doesn't need to be and doesn't want to be hugging the forest all that much because of the Freya and the forest fire right now here opening basically the base up, and that's gonna be making it a bit more, no, not entirely easier for Oasis to raid him, because obviously this is very well done and he just needs to be having a few citizens from the middle, which is another reason why the Atlanteans are quite hard to raid in the early stages, because obviously the manors, and then they just don't need that many like bodies there, so therefore they can be affording to also wall like this way. They don't need to be leaving too many spaces across and around all the gold mines and the other types of resources. So there we go. That's going to of course continue with the hunt, and he probably can be really fighting this even the scaling could be helping enough. Yeah, he definitely can. As you can see, they don't have too many hit points and armor and anything. They're not entirely all that powerful. As the Wiz's Oxcar is gonna be for the time being surviving, and they are coming for their own death, it seems. Yeah, they're not gonna be surviving here too much longer, it seems to me. Nonetheless, Raven is gonna be casting, or the scouting in the middle, in case there was some kind of attempt to basically run around the forest and surprise. You can see pretty much the same by Yuli, as he's trying to also scout the corners of the map for the time being. As this hunt is probably gonna be becoming a bit more problematic, as the Odin is gonna be coming for apparently wolves, managing to house himself. Quite unlucky indeed, as he is gonna be getting as many wolves as possible. A bit interesting that he actually got... Did he get like 3 wolves there, or are they like the double wolves? It was really weird at the moment. That's something potentially to look at on the on the recorded game. Maybe there was just one, probably just waiting there, and I haven't noticed him before, so that's definitely possible. And Hells, yeah, definitely. Playing Odin on this map, especially when you know that it's gonna be Oasis, it's not really any kind of surprise, is really kind of interesting. You can see this dead manor is actually fairly important. So while Yuli didn't make mistake on the left, he actually did make a mistake on the right side. That's definitely not too great, with Lone Wanderer on the way. And obviously the housing problem from Yuli, that's gonna be setting him back quite a bit. This is a very good opportunity for Oasis, this kind of mistake by Yuli. Let's see if he's gonna be able to capitalize on it. He already does have the medium infantry well prepared. The opponent doesn't have the medium Murmilos yet. And Oxguard just needs to be careful here. He does have still a bit of hunt available. 180, and so about like 500 foot still left. And he's, well, trying to basically block the army. And so far he's blocking it by only giving up his life mostly. But it's still gonna working as well, so not really that much of a problem. Thanks for the follow, RTS Pro. That's quite a nice name right there. Definitely approved. With the ancient Greek general. And kind of like a hero as well. As that's also reminding me of Total War Arena. Such a great game. Such a shame that they actually had to close it. Definitely would be like if that came forward. And kind of like in the original version. As there were 2 versions. The second one I didn't enjoy as much. It was way too arcadey. But the first one, that was a proper game. But well, nonetheless, let's go back to the game here. So you're gonna be looking at a bit of an attempt at raiding by Oasis, who seems to be right now finding himself in a pretty tough spot. Yeah, you can tell that he wasn't looking here at all. He wasn't expecting the army to be protecting all those villages there, or he probably didn't even know if he's gonna be finding them at that spot, I'm thinking. As the Valkyrie is dying to a TC. Really? Not ideal. Not ideal at all. But what is right now definitely true is that all the villages have right now finished with... that's the extra gold mine that we were talking about a bit earlier. So right now it's making all sense. As he's finishing with the hunt, he's gonna be apparently switching into a palm tree. And is he then going for the settlement at this point? No, not really. He doesn't have the resources at all. Yuli is also quite spent. He's gonna be also popped quite close by. So you can see that this definitely cannot match that at all. 2 Ulfsaks versus 2 Murmilos, you can kinda guess who's gonna win that. Hint, it's gonna be the Murmilos, especially with looking at the hit points here. Yep, do that, but you can see they actually putting up quite a solid fight. And it's also partly because of the faster attacking animation. It's not like basically making much of a difference in the output in the end, but it can be allowing them to basically kill the opponents a bit faster somewhere in mid-swing. So it can be saving a few damage here and there, a few points of damage. And Wenchworm, yeah, they do have a few buffs here as well. They have 10% damage versus Cavalry, so it's the same. I think it's the same as on EE, right? I think it should be the same, if I remember correctly, something along those lines. Otherwise, 200% damage versus Obelisks, so that they basically kill them a bit faster. And then 50% damage versus Turnas, or other Turmas. And looking at the Odin, where regeneration is also a bit buffed up, you can see 0.8 HP per second while idle, and then when active is definitely a whole lot lower. But you can see right now the switch into Carrier Ballista is certainly a correct idea. You can see that the villages, like, basically counter siege is not a bad idea at all, but unfortunately it's gonna be resulting into complete and utter massacre, and of course a GG. And therefore, right now with this, very brave attempt, he got a very good spawn, like the highest hunt spawn that he could be hoping for. But unfortunately, against an Atlantean on a map like this, that's always gonna be quite a bit tricky, and the missing hunt is just gonna be becoming a problem sooner rather than later. Okay. Okay. That was brave attempt by this. That's kinda all I have to say about it. It was from the very beginning always going to be a huge uphill battle. There's absolutely no question about that. But nice that he tried. So you're gonna be looking, of course, at massive victory everywhere for Yuli, because obviously that important battle that just wasn't all that equal. This just couldn't even have the extra or the same population limit as Yuli for that, unfortunately. And then, well, of course, you can see the differences in the Echo. That's about like 1,000 plus resources, and obviously, in such an early stage of the game, it's definitely noticeable. You can see almost similar armies, but units killed is completely different because of that one fateful battle. 27 medium Ursaks, 30 Murmilos, but similar amount of Turmas, and the 2 Kerobali stay there. That also wreaked quite some havoc. And of course the Prometheans, that's a huge problem as well. The military was a bit higher for Yuli, but it's because this was having the Prometheans eating more population limits, so therefore it seems like basically just on the numbers share was a bit different. But on the pop limit it was higher for Yuli. GG.